Morning class, welcome to your science class. Today we are going to start with chapter number 12, cleanliness and hygiene. Now, cleanliness and hygiene. Let's start the reading of the chapter. Before we start the reading, let's warm up given. Let's go through that first. Given below are some situations. Tick the ones that can spread diseases from one person to another. You have to tick those those activities which will transplant the disease from one person to the other person. So let's take an example. Eating stale food. When we are eating stale food, are we spreading the disease from one person to the other person? No. So put a cross here. Deficiency of vitamin A in the body. Deficiency diseases are because of some deficiency in the body. They are not communicable. So here also we are not spreading the disease. So put a cross over here also. Sitting with a person who has a viral fever. Yes, if somebody is having a viral fever, that viral fever can be spreaded from one person to the other person. So put a tick over here. Eating with unclean hands. Yes, if we are eating with unclean hands, then also the disease will be spreading from one person to the other person. Now, disease is a condition that does not allow the body or some part of the body to function properly. Diseases are of two types, communicable and non-communicable. This we have already learned that if our body is not functioning properly, it means we have some disease, and diseases are of two types, communicable and non-communicable. So in this chapter, we will learn how communicable diseases are caused, transferred, and can be prevented. Non-communicable diseases we have already read in chapter number 3. In this chapter, we will be studying communicable diseases, how they are spreading and how they are caused, and how we can protect ourselves from the communicable diseases. Right? So, communicable diseases first. Communicable diseases are those diseases that can spread from a sick person to a healthy person. One person who is sick, if we are touching him or her, if we are eating in the same plate, if we are drinking in the same glass, this is how we are spreading the disease from one sick person to a healthy person. Direct contact with a sick person. If we have a direct contact with a sick person, the communicable disease will be come in our body. Eating unclean or infected food. If the food is already unclean, unhygiene, and already infected, if we are eating that food, that will also uh, lead to communicable disease. Drinking unclean water. The bite of an infected insect like a mosquito. Yes, if a mosquito bites a sick person, the same mosquito then come on your body and bites you. It is again spreading the disease. This is how the mosquito is spreading the communicable disease. Communicable diseases are spread by germs like bacteria, fungi, virus, or protozoa. These are the germs which are spreading communicable diseases. Microorganisms that cause diseases are called germs. Now, see, there's a definition of germs. What are germs? Germs are the microorganisms that cause diseases, right? So, germs are microorganisms that cause diseases. The table below gives information about some communicable diseases. So you can see this is how viruses are look like, bacteria, protozoas, and fungi. These are look like. The pictures of these are given over here. Next is the table given. So let's read that table. There are some diseases given, how they are caused and transferred by, how they are transferred from one person to the other person, and how we can prevent them. Let's go through that table. First is measles. It is caused by virus. Chickenpox is also caused by virus. Conjunctivitis, it is also caused by a virus. And how they are being transferred? Direct contact with a sick person, using the articles of the sick person. The sick person is the things which sick person is using. We are using the same things. Then that this these diseases can come in our body also. For example, if a person is having chicken pox and the towel and we are using the same towel which the chicken pox which the sick person is using, then we have a direct contact with the we are using the towel, so we will also have the disease or virus in our body which will lead us to be sick. Now, how we can prevent it? Keeping the sick person in isolation. Isolation means keeping the person alone in a room. So let him be in the room so that no one should go and touch or use the things of the person again and again. One of you can go and help the sick person, but not all should go. Not using the articles used by the sick person, right? This is how we can prevent the spread of virus. Now, cholera, typhoid, diarrhea, jaundice, these all are caused by bacteria. That bacteria comes from infected food and water. If you drink infected or unclean water, if you eat unclean or infected food, then you get these diseases. Can be prevented by drinking clean water, eating clean food, washing hands before eating food. That is why it is said that always wash your hands, because germs go into your body through your hands. Your hands, we are touching everything here and there with our hands, and when we are eating with unclean or unwashed hands, the bacteria will go into our body and make us sick. Then malaria, dengue, these are caused by protozoa bite on an infected mosquito. When an infected mosquito bite us from one person to the other person, it spreads. So keeping the surroundings clean so that there should be no mosquito, using mosquito repellents and spraying insecticides so that mosquitoes or other insects should not come into our house and infect us. Ringworm, food poisoning, these are caused by fungi. Eating stale and infected food, अम, अम, जब आप बासा खाना खाते हो जो बहुत ज़्यादा पुराना है, या जब आप इन्फेक्टेड फूड खाते हो जो कि ऑलरेडी इन्फेक्टेड है किसी डिजीज़ से, then you get the diseases like ringworm and food poisoning. So how we can preventing the growth of fungi on food by storing it properly, कि उसको फंगाई ना लगे, जिसको उल्ली बोलते हैं, उल्ली ना लगे, हमें उस अपने फूड को अच्छे से स्टोर करके रखना होता है. Next is prevention of communicable diseases. How we can prevent ourselves from communicable diseases. Communicable diseases can be prevented by keeping the surroundings clean. सबसे पहले we have to clean all our surroundings, maintaining personal hygiene, personal cleanliness. How we can maintain? We can maintain personal hygiene or cleanliness by taking bath daily, by combing our hair daily, by washing our hands before and after the meals, by brushing twice daily. So these are some good habits that we should follow to keep our personal cleanliness. Keeping the sick person in isolation by eating food clean and drinking clean water. Clean food and clean water. Then letting in fresh air and sunlight into the house. Sunlight kills germs and cause diseases. When the sunlight enters into the house, there is with sunlight there is heat also, and these insects or these bacteria and viruses are not able to be in sunlight. They cannot survive the sunlight, so that's why it is mandatory to let the sunlight come into your house so that the fungi, bacteria, protozoa and the viruses, they should not grow in the house. Next is vaccinating yourself against a disease. Vaccinating yourself. Vaccinations help us to reduce the chances of getting infected by getting the infection from the viruses, bacteria, protozoas, and the fungi. Now, vaccination is the use of special substance called vaccines to prevent the microorganisms from causing diseases. So these are special substances called vaccines. These vaccines prevent the microorganisms from causing diseases. We have all the microorganisms in our body, but when we take the vaccination, these microorganisms will not be able to harm our body. These vaccines is injected into the body of a healthy person, and the body develops immunity against the diseases. So vaccination, how vaccination occurs, they are being injected in our body. Injection ke through they are injecting it in our body, and with that the healthy person will develop the immunity against the diseases. That is why, like you might have heard about the coronavirus. The people are working on making the virus vaccination, because once the vaccination is made, then the virus will not be able to harm our bodies, right? So till then the vaccination is not made. There is a now there is a danger of this coronavirus. So we have to protect ourselves by applying healthy habits. Using healthy habits, we can protect ourselves from the attack of the virus, right? So you might have seen these type of things with the babies. When the babies are being vaccinated, either the oral drops are given or injections are given to the babies, so that they should develop immunity against the diseases. So now the homework. So your homework is to read the chapter till page number 87 and find out what type of vaccinations you are given when you were a child. Thank you.